attendant outside of a soda factory in Nanning. I remember being adopted. I think it's a very, very jarring, like, kind of thing to happen to you. My mother really liked it because it's Chinese, and she liked the meaning of it.
What's the meaning of it?
Lian? I don't know, I don't remember. I went back when I was 16. I convinced my father that he should fund my birthright home. And naively thought I would like feel really connected and feel this life that I could have had, that I could have grown up in, and this culture that I could have had. But I still felt like a sense of not belonging. I just went to China and I still don't belong there, and I don't belong here either, really. And so like I grew up watching white people, I grew up living with white people. Like, you know, all my friends were white basically. Asian American, that kind of label implies that you have an Asian family and that you have an Asian culture and that you grew up American but also part of like an Asian culture. And that makes me feel like sad, kind of left out. But, because I don't connect with them either. It sometimes like feels really weird not to know about like my actual biological history and what I'm prone to. Like, what if I'm like a member of the royal family or something silly like that? Like, what if I'm like related to like a queen or something and I have no idea? So like, yeah, that kind of like uncertainty and that kind of mystery is kind of unsettling. There's like this line of people out there in the world that are absolutely related to me and like look like me, maybe, and maybe have these like mannerisms, or maybe they have like things that they do that I do, and like that's really freaky sometimes to think about that. People who have like an idea of adoption, like it's very like, oh wow, that person's adopted, they must know like where their biological parent is, they must like want to go find their biological parent, they must miss their biological parent, and like it, you know, they must feel like something's missing, but like I don't feel like that. Even if I wanted to find my biological parents, like there's no possible way. I have zero information on it. I used to feel more sad about adoption or being adopted, but I don't feel sad about it now. You just realize it's so much more complicated than just simply like, why did my parent want me? Like, I'm not angry about it, and like, you know, my parents have provided for me very, very well. I'm very well taken care of, and like maybe that wouldn't have been the case if I had stayed with my biological family. Maybe they didn't have the means to take care of me. I was working at Specky's, scooping the ice creams. I served a customer. Aside from his order, he didn't say anything to me. Like as soon as we got to the cash register, he goes, "So are you Vietnamese?" He was black, and so I go, "No, I'm not Vietnamese, but are you Nigerian?" I kind of like consider like ethnic questions like the same like as like asking about like your bra size or your weight, or like personal questions that you just don't ask a stranger. When I was a freshman, I saw vagina monologues, and that was my first time like being introduced to the social justice world and like talking about hard topics. And so from vagina monologues, I applied to be a staffer at the Women's Center here, and then from the women's staffer position, I learned so much about feminism, and then I started branching out in other parts of my lives. I switched my major to women and gender studies, so my life got very, very like involved in feminism, and that's pretty much all I do. I really do want to continue working with feminism and social justice. I love the Women's Center and I love what it does, so I'm very interested in programming and like event coordinating. My main passions in life is to bring together people who want to speak and bring together people who want to learn, and like have this engagement and knowledge together.